When most of us hear the word yoga, we probably picture someone stretching, holding a tricky balance pose, maybe breaking a little bit of a sweat. But what if I told you that's it's just scratching the surface? Today, we're going to go way beyond the mat and explore yoga as a complete, systematic approach to health for both your body and your mind. And to really get it, we've got to start with what it actually means. Let's start with this really profound idea from the Bhagavad Gita. Skill in action is yoga. Now, this isn't just about being skillful on a yoga mat. It's about bringing a sense of harmony and focus to, everything you do. Your work, your relationships, how you manage your health. It's a total mindset. This little sentence really sets the stage for a much, much deeper understanding of the whole practice.
So here's our roadmap for today. We'll start by pulling back the curtain on the true meaning of yoga. Then we'll walk through its foundational 8-limbed blueprint. After that, we'll explore the kind of fascinating world of yoga cleansing, reframe how we think about poses, and finally, wrap up with how you can start your own journey safely and effectively.
All right, first up, beyond the yoga mat. Let's peel back all those modern layers and take a good look at what yoga is at its very core.
The ancient sage Patanjali defined yoga in a way that might surprise you. He said it's the control of the thought waves in the mind. That's it. So the ultimate goal isn't to nail a perfect handstand, but to achieve a state of perfect inner balance. This is called samatvam, this profound harmony not just inside ourselves, but with the entire world around us.
And what's really cool is how yoga sees us. It's not just a body. It sees us as these multi-layered beings. This idea is called the panchakosha, or the 5 sheaths. Think of it like a Russian doll. Yoga works on every single layer, from the most obvious one, our physical body, all the way into the more subtle layers, our energy, our mind, our wisdom, and right at the center, our core of bliss. It's a truly complete system for well-being.
Okay, so let's move on and see how this all fits together into a structured path. We're going to look at Ashtanga Yoga, which is basically the 8-limbed blueprint for getting that mind-body control we were just talking about.
And here they are. Now, the first thing that should jump out at you is that asana, the physical poses we all know, is only the third step. The path actually starts with a foundation of ethics and personal disciplines. From there, you move into controlling your body, your breath, and your senses, which then leads you to the really deep stuff like concentration and meditation. It's a whole ladder, and we're going to look at the first 2 rungs right now. The whole foundation starts right here, with yama, which are basically social disciplines. These are the principles for how we interact with the world around us. Things like ahimsa, which means non-violence in your thoughts, words, and actions, and satya, or just being truthful. These ethical guidelines are the very first step.
And right after that, you've got the niyamas. These are your individual disciplines. These are the personal practices that help you cultivate your own inner world. They include stuff like saush, which is purity of both body and mind, and santosha, which is all about finding contentment no matter what's going on outside. This is where the real internal work starts.
Now, before we even get to the poses and the breathing, the yogic system has this fascinating prerequisite that you might not have heard of. It's all about cleansing the body and mind from the inside out using practices known as kriyas.
So here's the deal with kriyas. It's all about internal maintenance. I mean, think about it. A complex machine needs to be cleaned to work at its best, right? Our bodies are no different. These practices are designed to get rid of toxins so that your physical body doesn't get in the way of the deeper practices like breathing and meditation. And this slide shows you just how practical and, pretty intense these techniques can be. Now, I have to stress, this is advanced stuff that's only done under expert guidance. On the left, that's Vastradafti, which uses a cloth strip. On the right is Vamanadafti, using saline water. Both are powerful tools for purifying the body from the inside.
Okay, here's a kriya you might actually be a little more familiar with, jalaniti. It's basically a nasal wash using lukewarm salt water. This practice is fantastic for clearing out your sinuses, helping with colds, allergies, even headaches. It's also said to have this really lovely cooling and soothing effect on the brain.
Okay, let's finally move to the part of yoga we all recognize, the asanas, the physical postures. But we're going to look at them through a brand new lens, not as a workout, but as posture with a very, very specific purpose.
This slide is so important for getting the yogic approach. Think about it. A typical workout often uses up your energy to build muscle, right? It can leave you feeling exhausted. Well, asanas are designed to restore energy. They gently massage your internal organs, they make you more elastic instead of hard, and, this is the big one, they work on both your body and your mind, bringing you into a state of harmony.
And a perfect example of all this in motion is the Surya Namaskar, or the sun salutation. It's not just a bunch of stretches. It's a dynamic ritual that brings together posture, breath control, and even energy locks into one continuous, flowing sequence that gets the entire body ready.
The whole sequence begins and ends right here in Pranamasana, or prayer pose. And this isn't just a random starting position, it's about setting an intention. It's a moment to center yourself before the flow really begins. From there, you inhale as you move into Hastan Uttanasana, raising your arms and stretching back. This is the core principle right here in action. Every single movement is tied directly to your breath, creating this beautiful meditative rhythm.
A few poses later in the sequence, we have Ashwasanchalanasana. And again, you see it. The movement is synced with an inhale as you lunge forward, opening up your hips and arching your spine. Every single part of this sequence has that deliberate, mindful connection between body and breath.
And just to give one more example, here you can see the flow from Bhujangasana, or Cobra pose, which you do on an inhale, and then you transition into Parvatasana, or mountain pose, on an exhale. It's this continuous, breath-powered movement through all 12 poses that makes the sun salutation so incredible.
Feeling inspired? That's awesome. But before you go and jump onto a mat, our last section covers the most essential groundwork, how to start your own journey safely and with the right prep.
Okay, so this is really important. You have to approach your practice with mindfulness. That means finding a qualified teacher, not just following a random video. It means creating a calm space for yourself and practicing on an empty stomach. But probably the most important rule of all is to listen to your body, never force anything, and never practice when you're sick or totally wiped out. The practice is there to serve you, not the other way around.
And when you do practice correctly, the fruits of yoga, as they're called, are just profound. We're not just talking about being fit and flexible. We're talking about toning your internal systems, bringing a sense of calm and alertness to your mind, and just cultivating this overall feeling of deep health, harmony, and well-being. So we've seen that yoga is so much more than just a few poses on a mat. It's this huge, incredible system for total well-being, from how you interact with others to how you manage your energy. The only question left is, now that you've seen the blueprint, what part are you going to explore first?